Bible class. Thank you for joining us today. Guess who we have with us today? We have Teacher Sunny.
Hello.
Welcome, Teacher Sunny. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Now we have to teach Teacher Sunny our favorite songs, which is the Bible class song and the Bible word song. Now, Teacher Sunny, I want to see, are we alone in Bible class today or do we have some friends? I'm going to have a look. Let's see. I see Teacher Sunny. Welcome to Bible class. I see Malaika. Welcome
Hello,
to Bible
Malaika.
class. And I see you. Welcome, boys and girls. Now, Teacher Sunny, we have a song and it's called the Bible class song. And we use TikTok the clock to sing that song. I'm going to ask you to hold TikTok the clock and help us sing our Bible class song. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
You ready?
I am ready.
Let's go.
Tick tock, says the clock. We're glad that you are here. Tick tock, says the clock. God is very near. Tick tock, says the clock. It's time for Bible class. Tick tock, says the clock. To love and learn and laugh. Yay!
Well done, boys and girls. You guys did so well. Thank you, Teacher Sunny.
Thank you.
Now, boys and girls, I know an amazing book where we can learn lots of stories about Jesus. And that book is called the Bible. Now, Teacher Sunny, we have a song that's called the Bible word song. Are you going to help us sing it?
Yes, I am.
Are you boys and girls ready? Let's sing.
Bible words, Bible words. Thank you, God, for Bible words. It's the truth for all to read. Thank you, God, for Bible words. Yay!
Well done, boys and girls, and well done, Teacher Sunny.
Thank
Now,
you.
boys and girls, we're going to head over and hear an amazing story about Jesus. Now, I hope you listen very carefully, and I hope you learn something new. See you afterwards.
Hello everybody, it's me again, Teacher Jenny. Welcome back to Moses and God's people. And I want to tell you a story that comes out of Exodus chapter 17. And so if you have a Bible, why don't you go to your mom or your dad or your older sister or brother and ask them to read you this story. So now, in the story of Moses and God's people, Moses rescues God's people. He saves them. He's basically like a superhero. Who's your favorite superhero? Mine's Iron Man. So Moses is basically like a superhero. He goes into Egypt and he tells Pharaoh, let God's people go. But after they are released, it was not an easy journey. It was not an easy trip to God's promised land for the Israelites. It was really difficult, and it was tiring, and it was hot, and there was no water, and it was just horrible, okay? Imagine it's a really hot day, and you're playing outside with all your toys, and your parents tell you, there's no water. That's what it was like for the Israelites on this journey. So, God speaks to the Israelites. He says, okay, you guys are currently living here, but I need you to move here. And during this time, they didn't have houses like we have today. They had to sleep in a tent. So they had to build their tents and sleep in those. So the journey of the Israelites was like going on a really, really long camping trip. So God tells his people to move from one place to another. And when they arrive at this place called Rephidim, they realize that there is no water. So they turn to Moses because Moses is their leader. And they're like, Moses, this doesn't make any sense. So you brought us out of Egypt into the wilderness so that us and our children, our family, our livestock, our animals could die? How could you do this to us, Moses? And so Moses gets frustrated. And he's tired, because I'm sure he was thirsty too. So Moses turns to God and he asks him, what should I do? These people are ready to chop my head off. They're ready to kill me. So God says, whoa, Moses, calm down. Have you ever been panicked before and your mom and dad had to come to you and say, calm down, it's going to be okay? That's what God had to do with Moses. So he tells Moses, take your staff, that really long stick I gave you, and just like you brought water out of the Nile, you will bring water out of this rock. But what you need to do is beat it once and let my people see. So Moses listens to God. He goes to the rock and he smacks it once, and then water comes gushing out. And the people of Israel had water to drink. And not just that, they were able to see how God was able to perform a miracle and save them. So what's the point of this story? Firstly, God's people obey fully. They don't just listen to God a bit, here and there. God's people need to obey him fully. So it's kind of like when your mom or your dad or your nanny come to you and say, hey, I need you to pack those toys up now. God's child would say, okay, cool, and pack all the toys away because God's people obey fully. So next time your mom or your dad or your nanny ask you to pack your toys away, I hope that you'll pack every single one of those toys away, not just one or two and then get tired and give up. And another cool thing about the Israelites is that they didn't have kids' church. They didn't have a church to go to. So they had a special tent that was called the tabernacle, where they were able to go to church and meet with God. But you'll learn a bit more about that later on. But for this week, all I want you to remember is that God's people obey fully. So next time you get asked to do something, I want you and me to listen and obey fully. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Welcome back, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's story. Did you enjoy this week's story?
I really enjoyed today's story.
What about you, Malika? Did you enjoy? Oh, yes, you did.
And Teacher Sunny, did you?
I really did.
I hope you learned something.
I did.
Well, in today's story, we learned that Moses had to hit a rock and water came out of it. The Israelites were on a journey and they became very thirsty. And then Jesus gave Moses the instruction to hit a rock so water can come out of it. So I'm sure Moses had to listen very carefully to God so that he can obey his instruction. And just like Moses, boys and girls, we have to obey instructions that we get from our parents or from our teachers. We have to obey those instructions because that will help us to grow wiser. Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed that. Until next time, bye.
Bye.